in general, in every interview, in a standard interview, the very first question from that interviewer is what? Tell me something about yourself. That is minimum thing. There you should not feel anything shy about to say yourself. Understand it? No. Okay. Then you should not say myself is not a great person to say something else. No. Don't say like that. About you, you have to say. About you, nobody will say information there. Your own publicity is important. See, when the situations are coming, there we have to expose ourselves. When situations are not required, they're not required to specify about ourselves. You need to understand the timing. Exact timing is important. If it is required, expose yourself. Explore yourself. If it is not required, don't say anything about yourself. Understand it, Kena? So as part of that introduction part, professional information we have to give. That means professional information in the sense, don't give the too much personal information about like bank balances, mobile numbers, and all these things not required. That information like what there, your basic information, right, and your academic details, and if you have any achievements, then you can talk about that achievements. These details are sufficient. Okay. Then apart and moreover, then it's a common thing. It's a common thing in general what people are doing there. So don't show the sympathy kind of words in front of that interviewer. So first of all, we are moving for interview for getting job, not for the sake of creating any sympathy kind of things. No. Understand it? Then it's not good thing to say all these points in front of you. The point is what there. Don't be act as a smart person there in front of the interviewer. Give right information, your basic details. That is basic details in the sense like what there, your name and your even family members are also be not required as per my point of view. Family details are also be not required. Just myself is some name. Then I was completed my academic details. We can go there after completion of that academic details. And if you have any like achievements or maybe if you are participating in some events there at some other place there, then that we can talk professional details. That's enough. Then my father is doing this particular work and my mother is doing this kind of thing. My one person is a rowdy shooter, my other person is like what their sibling is what there is a good one. So then I have very good band batch at my village. No, don't give all these things. No, not at all required. Nobody is having patience to listen your entire story. Professional details give up to the basically is an interviewer. In the point of company perspective, how much information is required that we have to deliver. That's the point here. Okay. So then that is one thing what I'm telling to you. Then after that, after completion of this, the next one is the second question in general from that interviewer, what they're asking there, what you have done in our colleges. That means in every college, maybe in the final year, the project work is going to be happen, right? What kind of project you have done, what project you have done in our college. That might be the second question. If you are coming from computer science, definitely one software application might be you completed there, that we have to explain, that you should be in a position to explain that content, that you have to check. Okay. And if you are coming from non-computer science background, then mechanical or civil or maybe some other background there, it's okay, fine. Directly you can talk about your project. Just this is a project, my mechanical project, I have done it. Then you can explain that project. Understand it here. But I'm telling to you clearly that interviewer maybe is coming from computer science background, is may not come from what their computer science background. Maybe if he's coming from mechanical, here also be from mechanical, definitely about that project he will ask, But remember carefully, what is the requirement of asking your information and your project details? No, that interviewer don't want to get too much technical information from your details here. That interviewer wants to check whether you are active or not, whether you are speaking good perfectly or not. That kind of activeness only they are going to check. So by the time you are having some settings, some tensions, or maybe some kind of things, then it's okay. Yes, sir. If getting it or not? Then don't respond, girls. No, I have some word in my statement in my mind now. You are proposing a girl, right? Number of times, no. There without having any tensions, right? Shivana, which Shiva? There you are having any tensions, no? No, right? So why I'm telling that point here? Don't be tensions in front of that interviewer. Don't have any shyness. Don't have any tensions. don't have what I'm telling, the fair kind of things in front of that interviewer, nothing is going to be happen even if you're not selected with that company. I'm telling to you clear-cut information, understand it clearly. What I'm telling there, even though you are not selected with that company, nothing is going to be happen. Interviewer will ask some Java questions. If you know that, you can give answer clearly. If you don't know that, say that I'm not aware about it. Don't try to manage the questions and answers. That management is not working in front of that interviewer. It may be worked out in our semester exams. Even if you write movie stories, you may get marks, but here it is not working. Really, if you know, you can give that information. Even if you know the relative answer, I thought this may be the relative, then we can give that information then. Or confidently, we can give that at least if you know some related answer here. Right? Completely. I don't know anything about that question now, but trying to give answer in the sense is a blunder. Right? That is one thing, what I'm telling to you. Then, apart from that, one more small thing, confidence is required about to say the answers while giving answers there. With the confidence, you have to give answers, but don't to show your overconfidence. Don't use Balakrishna dialogues in front of the interviewer. Understand it, so it is not possible, right? Right, that is one thing. And one more point I'm telling there. Then one simple clarity. Who is that interviewer? If you have a question now, think of it is a human being, is not coming from any other planet. Other point is not having any rocket science kind of technology with him. Maybe maximum 4 or 5 years back, he learned Java from Durga or maybe from Amirpet. Now he is that interviewer in that company, is asking questions to you. Think about it, he might be having some old knowledge. You are the fresh student, you are having good knowledge. Understand it, Karen? So you are in a scope to give answers for any type of questions which are coming from interviewer. First understand that question and give answers now. Get my point or not? In YouTube, I have seen some videos there. Then in that YouTube videos point of it, it's okay, fine. What video I have seen there, I think long time back I have checked it now. Maybe group of people are coming for interview. Interviewer is some kind of different person. Directly for everybody, tell me something about you. If the person is trying to say something, simply without having listening the second statement, he used to say that rejected, rejected, rejected. The one last person coming there, what he is saying there, tell me something about you. The student is saying that, just you can check in my resume. Then he was selected. But don't show such type of attitude now. That is up to YouTube videos only. That is not working in a real world, right? Yeah, then the student has given information and you can check in my resume there. Yes, he was selected. In a YouTube videos, I've seen that. But don't go for such kind of attitude, right? If you're having such type of attitude, no, that interviewer will have more than you, right? He's in a position to give job. You're in a position to take job, right? So show your confidence. Overconfidence is not at all required. Understand it clearly. Okay. Then yeah, what points here? Finally, I want to conclude this part here. Whenever we are saying some information there, give clearly the information. Don't have any tensions. Don't have any fear. Is an interviewer. Is a normal human being. Just is a 3 years senior than you. That's it. Not more than that. He's going to ask questions on Java. You are going to reply in Java only. Java is only the medium in between you and interviewer. So you can speak in Java. That's it. You can speak Java. That's it. He's not going to ask any other questions there, no, right? If you know the answer, give that information. If you don't know the answer, just okay, you can pass it. Convey that message to clearly to the respective interviewer in the respectable manner. That's it. That is going to be completed. If they like you, they will take you. If they don't like you, then they will say that it's a better luck for next time, like this. Understand it, Ken? And one more thing I'm telling there. See, in my point of view, if any of you are getting job in a first interview, very first interview, you are not the right person. But in general, everybody, they are thinking about on my first interview, I'm getting job in the sense, in my point of view, you are the least priority person. Then who is the highest priority person in my mind there? You have to fail in 10 interviews. In 11th interview, if you get the job, no, then in my point of view, you are a more respectable person. In general, so many students are coming to me, they say to me, sir, my in very first interview, I got job there. Then I don't like that person. Then internal email, I'm unable to say an outside, no, you're a stupid. But of course, respectable, then appreciable, that's okay. Up to appreciation is okay. But a priority is not available in my mind. In my mind, who is getting more priority? 10 interviews you failed. At 11th interview, you got job. That I like more, that person is getting more priority in my mind. Definitely, you can do miracles in the companies. And first attempt, if you are getting job there, is a doubtful case. You may do, may not do. There is no guarantee for it. But after 10 interviews fail, 11th interview you get job there, I'm sure about it. Then you know the reality and you know the up and downs. Definitely you will survive for a long time in that companies. Yeah, I'm sure about it. So then what I'm telling to you, if you select immediately, appreciation will come from my side. At the same time, okay, then we are selecting in that company in the sense appreciation is okay. But it may be the second interview, third interview, I may feel very happy when compared with the first interview. Right, why I'm telling all these points here, even though if you are not selected in that company, no need to feel too much about depression and all these things, not at all required. But when in general, when people are getting some kind of disappointment actually, if they're not selected, they will not get any disappointment. But when they will get disappointment there, you are not selected, but unfortunately your friend is selected. There's a problem. There you may get disappointment. Yes, sir, am I right? Even for the sake of you are not selected. That is not the factor there. Your friend is got selected. That is a factor. There you may feel more. Yeah, then don't go for such kind of things here. No. Then when your turn is come, definitely you will be selected. Definitely one particular day will come there. On that particular day, you are the king. If we take any stone, automatically it will be turned as a gold on that particular day. But we have to wait up to the time now. Arey, then why you are thinking too much about this kind of process there? I was disqualified for 14 interviews. No, in 15th interview I got job. In my career in JNTU campus interviews, 14 interviews I waited. In a 15th interview I got job there. And 14th into almost all total I may go for. I want to go for suicide. Really, you're not aware about it. I decided this field is not at all suitable for me. At the end of the story, what happened? Now I'm creating software engineers. Understand it? What I'm telling there? Like you, think about it. Think about it. Then I said to you a number of times here. If you're not selected in any company, don't feel anything. Just come to me. I'll give you a solution. Teach Java at Durga Soft. Create software engineers. Always platform is ready at Durga Soft. Try for it in software industry. 10 companies, 20 companies, 1 year after try for it. Still, if you are not selected, don't go to your hometown and don't go for agriculture and all. Directly come to Durga Soft. Ask to me. I'll give platform. You can teach Java. Always, it will be available for you. So that type of mindset I'm expecting then. Right, sir? Testing class is completed or not completed? Not completed? Testing class, I think some of you are attending, right? No? Any of you are attending testing class? Attending, no? The class is completed or not completed? Anyway, sir, now just it's okay, fine. Now let's move on to the point here. Yeah, now coming to the content here, what we are discussing actually. All right, sir. Now let's move on to the content again. So what we completed there in the last classes now. And anyway, then tomorrow at 8:30, everybody must come here. At 8:30, that classes are going to be, that means not class one, that induction program is going to be happen. Max tomorrow, I may not go for classes with you. Only that process is going to be happen in this classroom only. I think you are the audience for it. So definitely we have to attend for it. Right. And Sunday's class, if it is not possible to take class here in the offline, at least I will conduct the class in online on Sunday. Why? Because as per the plan, tomorrow the total Java interviews must be completed, and day of tomorrow non-Java interviews are going to be happen. If it is a case, on Sunday we are going to have session, but not in offline. In online, I will take that session. In the case still Java rounds are not completed on tomorrow, if it is dragged to on Monday, then after that I will take the decision what I have to do there. But max we can think of it, 99% is confirmed there. Tomorrow no classes. On Sunday there is a class, but not in offline, but in what there? Online. That's the plan what I am telling you, right? Be ready for it. If any changes are available, I'll give information to you clearly. All right. Now coming to the content here, what we completed in the last sessions there, some differences between Spring Framework, Struts, JSF. These differences we understood. After completion of that, history, some history here are given there, like a home, interface one, other, rod junction, objective to accelerate, to speed up and accelerate the enterprise application development, type, application framework, and freeware or licensed freeware and open source software. Initial version, Spring 1.x version, latest version, Spring 6.x version, designed on the top of what there, J2SE, that is core Java, servlets, JSPs, JDBC, and so on. Website, spring.io, www.spring.io. That website, if you open there we are able to get our required information for the Spring framework. Then after this, what exactly the modules are available in Spring 1.x version? What modules are available in Spring 1.x version? Just 1 minute. I got really doubtful about it. I think some people are attending everyday testing class there, right? At 10:30 they have to come there. Whether that class is completed or not completed. Completed, not completed. Or 10:15 of the time. Okay. All right. Now let's move to the point here. Spring 1.x version modules that we have to understand. What are the 1.x version modules here we are having there? Observe carefully. All right, sir. Now, I want to give some diagrams here. Now try to understand these diagrams clearly. What diagrams here we are able to have there? Okay. So, first of all, now, this is one diagram. This is like what there, one part here, we can understand it clearly. Then after this, this is another one. Okay. Listen carefully. Modules. In 1.x version, what modules here I am providing there? I'm going to give the modules details. First of all, let me provide all the modules as per the representation. Directly, these diagrams are provided by Spring people. That Spring framework has given these diagrams directly. Okay. All right, sir. Now, this is core module. This is exactly like what there, a core module. Spring core module. Initially, core module. Okay, now here we can specify like what there, Spring core module. Next one is after that, Spring AOP module. Next one is Spring Web MVC. Web, then Web MVC. This is another module. Next one is after that, Spring JDBC. Next one is what there, Spring DAO module. All right. Next one is Spring Web module. Okay. Hmm? Okay. Right, sir. And another small announcement to you. All right, there is a new batch for React.js. React.js, I think some of you completed already. That Angular or maybe like what next one, then basic UI technologies we completed there. Those who are pending for this React.js, just you can attend for it. February 12th, that is Monday at 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. onwards, the class is going to be happen. Ramesh sir will take the classes. Okay. All right, sir. Getting information there. Then we are coming to the ending point of your courses there. Then try to complete all the remaining courses. 10 to 1 o'clock, I will take classes there to complete your Java related thing. Meanwhile, try to complete it. Part of it, React.js also we have to complete. Okay. So 6:30 p.m. and which date onwards there? Then February 12th, Monday. Then try to recognize it. React.js, you have to complete. Actually, we are given an option for either Angular or React.js. At either of these only we are giving option, but for the sake of your flexibility, we are giving option to you to attend for both the classes. Understand it here. In general, either of this. But anyway, Durgasoft is giving opportunity for you to attend for both the classes now. Then try to utilize that opportunity. And the next batch, when it is going to be happen, we don't know. No clarity about next batch yet. So try to complete in this batch itself. Okay, right, sir. That is one thing. Then another thing is what there. The next company, right, regarding this tomorrow, at what time we have to come here? 8:30. Without failure, everybody has to come here, attend for that introduction program. What they are going to give information, just we can attend for it. If you have any queries about this company, directly we can talk with them. At moment we can ask questions there, then they're able to give reply for you. Okay. All right, sir. That's it. That's information from all of you. All right. Thank you. Huh? At what time? Yeah, Oracle class is going to happen. Any of you are remaining for Oracle? Any of you are still remaining to attend for Oracle? All right. Anyway, then batch information I'm telling you. February 12th, Monday, 9 a.m. Oracle class is going to be happen by Sharif sir. I think they're busy with testing classes. DevOps at what time? Right. Any of you remaining for DevOps? DevOps. All right, sir. Then that's also when 12th Monday, 7 a.m. Mahasar will take the classes in DevOps. I think you complete already, right? DevOps you completed, Oracle we completed, right? Basic UI we completed. Now you are planning for testing, then as well as what the React.js. I think so some of you are. I'm expecting for React.js. Now try to attend for it. Okay, fine. All right, sir. Now let's move on to this one. Where we are: Spring Core, Spring AOP, Spring JDBC, Spring DAO, Spring Web MVC. Just 1 minute. Here web is already covered, then no need to specify this Spring Web separately. This is actually the what there, Spring Web MVC. Then the next one is like what there, Spring context. Spring context. That's it. Other one is like what there, Spring context. Okay. Yeah, then try to stop discussions now. All of you. Please put concentration here now. Okay. Right. So now this is a simple diagram for what there. 1.x version modules. 1.x version. All right. Now these are the various modules are available inside the 1.x version. Now try to check this. What modules are available in 1.x version now? Core module, AOP module, JDBC, DAO, Web, Context, Spring Web, MVC. These are all modules are available that we have to understand. I will give explanation about each and every module after completion of all the versions related modules. After getting all the modules there, then slowly I'm going to give each and every module overview. After that one, I will talk about what are the steps to prepare first Spring application. Okay. All right. Now, after completion of this one here, the next one is like what there, Spring 2.x version modules. 2.x version modules. Spring 2.x version modules. What we are able to have there in a 2.x version here. Now let us check this clearly. I want to delete this diagram again. I want to prepare a new diagram. Try to understand it clearly. First of all, here we have to take core module. This is like what their core module, Spring core module. Okay, fine. All right, after this core module, on the top of this core module, we are able to have AOP module. Spring AOP module. On the top of this AOP module, two more modules are available. Two more modules are available. What are the two more modules here? Spring, right, sir. Now Spring JDBC DAO module is available. Spring JDBC DAO module. Similarly, Spring ORM module is available. At the same time, two more modules are existed here. Right. The next one is what there? Spring J2EE module, which contains what there? Even context also here we are getting. Understand it clearly. And so on. So many things are available. J2E module. At the same time, Spring Web MVC. Both are existed here. In this way. Now this is exactly like what there? Spring Web MVC. Like this here we are having some modules. Right, sir? Now this is one thing that we can identify. Right, sir. So this is completed. Now these are about like what are the 2.x version modules. So similarly, we have to understand Spring 3.x version module. Spring 3.x version modules. What are the various modules in a Spring 3.x version? If after this, just some drastic changes are available in Spring 3.x version. Huge changes are available in Spring 3.x version. Observe carefully what changes we identified from 1.x to 2.x here as per our awareness. No, in 1.x version, AOP is a different one. JDBC, Web, DAO context, and Spring Web MVC. But when it comes to the 2.x version, Spring Web MVC both are combined as a single module. Next one is after that JDBC DAO both are combined as a single. Next this context and all the things are taken in what the J2EE module. Separate J2EE module is provided. Okay, then JDBC and ORM module is introduced. That ORM and JDBC are interdependent on what their AOP module. So the diagram is available like this. JDBC and Spring ORM both are dependent on what their AOP. Then J2E context, then is a separate module. Web MVC both are combined in a single module. Like this, these many changes are available in a 2.x version. But when it comes to the 3.x version, all modules are revised effectively. The total modularization is going to be happen effectively. In the case of like what there, in the case of Spring 3.x version, what changes here we are able to get in the case of Spring 3.x version? If you observe this clearly, now here we can identify. No, observe carefully what changes here we are able to get. If we understand it clearly, right, sir? I will give some clarity. Now try to understand this. No, what changes here we are able to identify. No, all right. Now I want to provide this 3.x version modules here. Let me delete all of them. Just try to observe carefully. Then first of all, here we need to take a separate module like this. Now this is a module. All right. Now here I want to say, all right, just I want to give some 24 is a font size. Now here the thing is what there, Spring core container. Spring core container. This is the name, the module name here we provided. Spring core container. Got it now? When we provide this Spring core container, where submodules are available, what are the various submodules here we are getting there? Understand it. The submodules would be, right, sir. Now, the submodules would be like what there? We can identify this. First of all, like a core module, core module. This is one thing. Next one is what there. After this, beans. Then before this core module, then what next one here? Beans. Another module is available. It's okay when beans. Next one is what there. After this, context is available. Context module is also included here. Insert this context module. Okay. Next one is what there. Spring expression language. Spring expression language. This is another module. Right, sir. Now we can understand it clearly. So both are interchanged actually. First one is this is like what there beans. Now this core is available after these beans that we can identify. Right, sir. So now these are various modules here we're having inside the core container. This is like what there beans. This is core and this is like what there and context module. After this, Spring expression language. These things are available that we can identify clearly. After that, after completion of this particular one, next we are able to have some other modules like what there. We can understand it. The first one is AOP module is available here. Next one is what there aspects. This is another module, AOP and aspects, two different modules, but context is very same. All right. After completion of this, the another one is what there instrumentation. Instrumentation is available. This is another module. So overall, how many modules are available here? 3 modules are available in this particular layer. What are the 3 modules? You know, first one is like what there AOP. Then after that, what next one? You know, aspects. Then after that, what next one? You know, like instrumentation. These are available. On the top of these modules, now 2 big modules. That means the total 2 separate modules are provided here. Okay. What here we are getting there here in these 2 cases, no, what we are getting here. Now observe carefully. Here I want to give some names actually. Now this name, this total module name is what there? Data access or integrity. Data access and integrity layer. This is a separate layer. At the same time, this part is what there? Spring web layer. These 2 names are available. Now inside these, a few components are available. What components are available here? Then first one, here we can understand clearly. JDBC module, this is one thing. After this JDBC, next one is what there? ORM module. ORM module is available. This is ORM module. After this ORM module, next one is OXM. Object XML mapping, object relational mapping, and object XML mapping. The next one is what there? JMS. JMS, that module is available. This is another one, JMS. These many things are available inside this data access and integrity that we can identify clearly. Now JDBC module. The next one is what there? ORM module. After this, OXML module. Next one is what there? JMS module. Like this, we're having all the modules. Next one is after this, after completion of this, Spring Web. If you observe this clearly, the first one is like what there? Web module is available. Web is available. This is one module. Next one is another one is what there? Servlets. The module is available. Then after the servlets, portlets is available. Related to servlets, only some portlets module is also available. After that, struts module is available. Struts module is existed. Like this, these many modules are available inside this Spring Web. All right, sir. Now this is like what I'm telling you, Web. This is like what there, servlets, then portlets. The next one is what there, struts. These many modules are existed now. So this is exactly like what there, 3.x version modules system. And Spring framework at 3.x version, what exactly the modules are available that we are going to provide there. Right, sir. It's okay, fine. Now it is completed that we can identify. So whenever we completed this Spring 3.x version module there, then I need to go for the remaining content like what there, Spring 4.x version and a 5.x version. Spring 4.x, 5.x, and lastly 6.x version modules. In all these three modules, almost all same structure is available. No variation is going to be happen in that structure. Can understand it clearly. And all the remaining modules, that module structure and module names, almost all same. Almost all same. No changes on this particular content. Can now let's move on to these concepts. Can now try to understand it clearly. All right, sir. Now I will not go for any other diagram here. In the same diagram here, I'm going to provide some content or try to understand it clearly. What changes are available? I want to go for the changes now, but structure is very same. Now, first of all, the names, if you observe this, beans core context, but here the name is not like what there, Spring expression language. Here the name is like what there, SPEL. SPEL. Right, sir. Now, Spring expression language, SPEL, name is changed. Apart from this, another content is like what there, we can observe carefully. Here, AOP module is available. Okay, aspects module is also available. Next one is instrumentation is also available. All right, now I'll provide this instrumentation like this. After this instrumentation, here we are going to have one more module. That is like what there, messaging module. Messaging module. Extra module is provided here inside this messaging module. Next one is after completion of this. All right, sir. Now the next module here, if you observe this clearly. All right. Now here, what changes are going to be happen? JDBC, ORM, then OXM and JMS. Then apart from this, in place of this structs, other module is provided here. Then what it is provided actually? WebSocket is provided. Some other content. WebSocket. This is another one, that WebSocket here we have to understand clearly. Right, sir. Now, web servlets, portlets, and WebSocket. They are the changes here we are getting in what there 4.x, 5.x, and 6.x kernel. So all these modules here we are getting clearly. Right, sir. Now this is about like what there module system and all 4.x, 5.x, and 6.x. Now try to recognize this. Maybe changes may be available in 4.x to 5.x, 5.x, 6.x, but small changes only, neglectable changes, no. But overall structure and overall names of these modules are very same. No need to have any other changes over these modules. As is here we can follow. Right, sir. Now these are overall the changes and modules information about like what their Spring framework. And before that, I made one statement. I given one statement to you clearly. Spring is a modularized framework. As a Spring is what there modularized framework. So part of it we can understand it. How many modules are available inside the Spring framework? What modules are available? Just I've given a list of all these modules. Got it or not? Right, sir. Leave this one. After this, after completion of these modules and modularization, after understanding this content here, the next one is what there overview of the Spring modules. Overview of the Spring basic modules. No need to discuss about all these modules here. I think 1 minute. Just one small change here. I think I forgot it actually. Yeah, exactly. Then I forgot it actually. One more module here we have to provide in 4.x, 5.x, other one, that is what there Spring testing module or test. Simply speaking, test or Spring testing. This is required. I have not included this. Yeah, don't worry. Now I will include this part here. Yeah, now in place of this, you'll get it. Spring testing, Spring core container, right? All the remaining modules. Then what we provided here. So, okay, fine. Leave it. Now, overview of the Spring basic module. Then 4 or 5 modules, main modules are available that I'm going to explain what is the purpose of each and every module. By that, you are able to get some clarity. After that, I will start with you. Then steps to prepare first Spring application. Then programmatic part, we are going to start there from that particular point. Right, sir. And now, all of you understand it. The very first one is like what there, core module. Core module. Right. Inside this core module, what we are going to understand, what this module is able to provide for us. Observe carefully. This module is able to provide the basic Spring components. The basic Spring components like containers. Containers, like what containers actually? IOC containers, beans management and their life cycle, dependency injection principles, dependency injection principles, and so on and so on and so on, which are available in a Spring framework. Alright, sir. To go for a basic Spring application, to prepare a simple Spring application, what components we require? In general, what components we require here? IOC container is required. Beans we require. After this IoT container, IOC container and beans and some dependence injection principles, auto wiring principles, the dependence injection or maybe auto wiring, both are same here. So and so on. All these basics are going to be covered inside what their core module. Right. And before going to understand the remaining content here, one point we have to remember in the case of the Spring framework. The Spring style is totally different when compared with normal Java programming. What is the different style here now? Right, sir. Now, remember one point here. I'm telling to you. Right. Anyway, so remember one point. In core Java programs, what is the style of writing the program now? Tell me. Up to know what we are doing in basic core Java programs. Now tell me. I'm asking this question to you now. Basically in core Java, how we are able to write the programs? What is the style of writing the programs? We will take one or two number of business classes, class employee, class student, or class customers, like this we are going to take. Then after that, main class we are going to take. Inside the main class, we are creating objects for these classes. We are going to access them. That's it. Then wherever we require inheritance, we are going to apply the inheritance. Wherever we require associations, that we are going to apply the association. This is the basic concepts of like what their core Java programming style. But in Spring, what is the style of writing the programs? No, basic approach is very clear, very simple. What is that basic approach here? First, what I am telling to you, the fundamental unit, the fundamental component in Spring framework is what there? Java bean classes. Prepare Java bean class, whatever it may be, whatever may be the requirement, that everything we are going to prepare in the form of what there? Java bean components. Every time we are going to prepare what there? Java bean classes. Write bean class first of all. Inside the bean class, declare variables and the respective setter methods and getter methods. Along with them, we have to prepare your business logic also. Provide business logic. Business logic in the sense some logic. Say for example, if we take employee is a class norm, variables, setters and getters we can declare. After completion of all these, at the end we are going to display business method, get all employee details, get display employee details. Like this here we are able to have. That's it. That's one point. So just only we are going to create what there? A bean class with variables, methods and business methods. After that, in a Spring framework, what we are going to do there, whenever the bean classes are available, we need a person to recognize that bean class, to create object for that bean class, to keep initial data inside that bean class. And to manage that particular bean class, we need a person. One person is required to create a bean class object, to keep that bean, to keep some data inside the bean class object, and to keep that bean object, to manage that bean object. That for doing all these things, one person here we require. That person in Spring framework is what there? IOC container. Who is that person actually? IOC container. Container is a person for it. Everybody understand it clearly. All right. So first we have to create IOC container. When we activate the IOC container, it will identify the bean components. It will create the bean objects. It will keep data inside the bean object. It will manage the bean objects. After that, get a bean object from the container. Get a bean object from the container, access the business methods. That's it. We are not going to create object for the bean class. Please remember this. Who is going to create object for the bean class? No, IOC container will create objects for the bean class. In core Java programs also, number of times I said to you, for our testing point of view, I'm creating objects for any class, but in real-time application development, we are not going to create the objects. Frameworks will create the objects. Spring framework will create the objects. Spring framework will create the object in the sense, what's the meaning of it? No, that framework is not creating object directly. Part of the Spring framework, IOC container will create the object. Container will create the object. Container will supply that object to our application. Then get that object from the container, access the business method. That's it. Automatically, our business logic is going to be happen. Now here, what are required here? Beans we required. IOC container is required. Am I right or not? Their overall study, their information, surrounding information, everything about these beans and containers and everything, we are going to understand as part of what their core module. They are the basic components of the Spring framework. There we are going to utilize what their the core module. Right, sir. This is exactly the meaning of like what their core module. Inside this context module is available, Spring expression language separate module is available, submodules that we'll understand whenever we are going to talk about what the core module related content. Is it got or not? Okay, fine. Leave this one. After this, after completion of this, Spring JDBC module. JDBC module. Spring JDBC or DAO, both are okay. JDBC and DAO modules. What is the purpose of this Spring JDBC and DAO module? That's it. Now, if you want to understand the Spring JDBC DAO module, first we have to understand the plain JDBC module. The plain JDBC here we have to understand. Then only we are able to understand what their Spring JDBC DAO module. Understand it clearly. Then what next one here I'm telling you, observe carefully. First of all, understand it, no? By using plain JDBC, we are able to prepare JDBC applications by the following steps. Alright, sir. Then what's the point I'm telling there? If you want to prepare JDBC applications by using plain JDBC, what exactly the steps here we are going to use, we are going to follow. By using plain JDBC, we are able to prepare JDBC applications with the following steps. What are the steps here we are going to use there? Now tell me, you only tell me here what steps here we have to follow. First one is what there? All right, exactly. Load and register driver. Now tell me what instructions here we have to use there for this. First of all, here we have to use what there? Class dot for name. In a class dot for name method, what exactly that class name here we are going to provide? The class name is something like what there? com dot mysql dot cj dot jdbc dot driver. This is one point. Second point, understand it now. What is that second point? So now tell me. Establish connection between, connection between Java application and the database. How we are going to establish connection between Java application and database? Now tell me. Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection of, there we have to provide something else like what there? JDBC colon mysql colon /s All right, so now just I want to provide these parameters separately. JDBC colon MySQL colon slashes localhost colon 3306 slash Durga DB. This is what we have there, comma. Next one is what there now rocho, comma rocho. Then what we provided clearly. Now this is exactly like what there. Then establish a connection between Java application and database. All right. Now coming to the point number 3. What is that point number 3 here? We are getting there. Now observe carefully. Create. All right. Create a statement object. Of course, we can prepare either statement or prepare statement or callable statement. But as per the requirement here, we have to prepare what there. Create a statement object. Create a statement object. All right. How we are going to create a statement object? Actually, statement st is equal to con dot create statement. Okay, now statement object here we created. Then fourth step is what there? Write and execute SQL queries. Write and execute SQL queries. Right. So now tell me how we are going to write and execute SQL queries. No, here we are going to follow some steps. So what steps here we have to follow there? Result set rs is equal to st dot execute query of there. What we have to provide there? Select a star from emp1. Next one is what there? Int row count. Int row count 1 is equal to, or row count is equal to st dot execute update of. There we have to provide something else like what there? Update emp1 set esal is equal to esal plus 500, where esal less than 10,000. Right, sir. These are the details here we are getting. Now try to understand it clearly. Right, sir. It's okay, fine. Then after this, another one is like what there? Then execute method. Some other methods are also existed here that we can leave this. Next one is after that. Step number 5. Close the resources. What resources here we have to close there? No. Then first one is what there? st dot close method. And before this, we can understand rs dot close method. Then finally here we have to provide what there? Con dot close method. All these close methods, like what there, what I'm telling to you, not required. All these close methods are not required. Only if you close the connection, automatically statement result sets automatically they're going to be closed. So overall, these are the various steps here we have to understand. If you want to prepare JDBC program by using plain JDBC, we are going to prepare program there. In this way here, we are able to prepare programs by using plain JDBC. Got it or not? Right, sir. Then after this, after completion of this point here, now the question is what? Out of all the JDBC steps, which steps are common to each and every application? Now tell me. What steps are very much common at each and every application? Now tell me. Load and register the driver step is common or not? Establish connection between Java application and database is common or not? Next one is create statement is common or not? All right, so write and execute SQL query is different, varied from one application to another application. Depending on the requirement, that operation we are going to perform. Understand it now. Next one is close the resources step is common or not? Out of these 5 steps now, 4 steps are common or not? Now tell me again, what are the 4 steps which are common here now? Load and register the driver, establish a connection, create a statement. Last one is what there? Close the resources. Write and execute SQL query step is what there? Right, is a dependent. That means is an actual requirement. Right, here these common 4 steps, commonly used steps are called boilerplate code. The commonly used steps are called as what there? Boilerplate code. So writing these 4 steps every time at each and every application is unnecessary, is a time waste process. That problem is addressed by Spring JDBC module. That Spring JDBC module has abstracted the total boilerplate code. Abstracted the total boilerplate code in the sense, what is the meaning of it? No, hiding the total, all the common steps. No, providing some abstraction layer and simplifying the total part, and by providing a simple template class. The template class is nothing but JDBC template class. If you have that JDBC template class, no, the total all boilerplate code is available in our application. The simple JDBC template class. JDBC template class is providing some methods to write and execute SQL queries. Where JDBC template.query method to execute select SQL query. JDBC template.execute method to execute non-select SQL queries. JDBC template.update method to execute non-select SQL queries again. Number of methods are available. By using these methods, the total content here we are able to execute. But load and register driver, establish connection, then create statement object, close the resources, everything is going to be happen internally in the form of a simple variable. That variable is what there? JDBC template. Not only JDBC template, some XXX template class are available. JDBC template, simple JDBC template, named parameter JDBC template, like so many template classes are available. Simple JDBC call is also available there. So in a different situations, we are going to use the different module related content clearly. Are you getting it or not? So because of that reason here, we can conclude that. So Spring JDBC is abstracting the total boilerplate code of the plain JDBC and provide a simple template classes in order to perform the database operations. Now tell me, which one is better to use for our applications? No, is that Spring JDBC or directly plain JDBC? No, Spring JDBC. Spring JDBC is providing some advantage to you clearly. That's it. That's the point here. Now the conclusion here, what I am telling there, in the above JDBC applications, the steps like load and register driver, comma, create, establish connection between Java application and database, comma, create statement or prepared statement and callable statement, comma, close the resources or repeatable steps at each and every JDBC application. Are repeatable steps at each and every repeatable steps at each and every JDBC application. Okay, these repeatable steps are called boilerplate code. It is not suggestible in the enterprise applications. It is not suggestible in the enterprise application. Right, sir. Observe carefully. In the above context, Spring JDBC module is able to abstract the above boilerplate code. Spring JDBC module is able to abstract the above boilerplate code, and provides a simple environment to perform the JDBC operations, database operations. Right, sir. Provides an environment in the form of XXX template classes to perform the database operations. That's it now. This is exactly the advantage of like what there, Spring JDBC module. In the above context, Spring JDBC module is able to abstract the above boilerplate code and provides a simple environment in the form of XXX template classes to perform the database operations. That's enough. This is exactly the meaning of like what there, Spring JDBC module. So right, sir. Now two modules here we completed. What are the two modules here? First one is what is their core module, and second one is what their Spring JDBC or a DAO module. That we understood clearly. Next one is after completion of this, there we can identify clearly Spring ORM module. Yes, sir. What is that next one again? No? Spring ORM module. And before this ORM, just we have to understand like what their AOP module. Okay. Right, so now this is about like what their another module. Okay. So do one thing. Then I will discuss about this module in the next class here. Then take 5 minutes break and come back now. I'll start what their JDBC content here. And JDBC updatable result sets we have to start today. Then try to attend for the classes. Take 5 minutes and come back now. Then we'll go for JDBC. Thank you.